Hi everybody, welcome to my channel. I thought I would make a base to a journal. I was kind of just messing around with the file folder and some kind of tag shapes and just so I thought I want to make a junk journal for Breast Cancer Awareness Month, which is October. And so I thought I would bring you along as I build this base. I'm going to set this aside as kind of a guide for my notes. So I have a pink file folder. I think the way I did this, I need it to be like 7 inches. Let's see, I have a tab in there. 7 inches long. Is that right? I'm trying to remember what I did. I was just kind of folding and messing around. Yeah, so I just cut it down to 7 inches and then bring my scoreboard in. Score this at, let's see, what did I do on this base? First one, 4.5 inches, and then 5 inches. That's right, I wanted to make a little bit of a spine because I make my journal so chunky. So I'm going to score it 4.5 and 5 inches. And then I'm scoring at 9.5, which already has the little fold from the folder here. And then 9 3/4. Let's see. I guess I can just use that line. And then, let's see, and this next one, I think I turned it around because the folder's so long, and put that back in the beginning, and let's see, was that 4 3/8? Oh no, 3 3 1/4 inches. And then 3 3/4 inches. That's what I did. I'll put these measurements in the description box in case anybody would like to craft along with me. So let's see, put this away. Already lost this once yesterday. Showed back up. So I'm gonna put it back so I don't lose it again. And then I'm just gonna burnish these down on my folds. And that one's already folded from the folder there. And I use this other one. There. And so that gives that. And then made this one a little bit wider because it's going to go over the front. So then it folds like this and then like this. And then I brought in some, I'm gonna make some flip ups here too, but I brought in some tags that I wanted to put. These are 3.5 by 6 1/4 to kind of put, I need some hinges to kind of attach those. like this, like this. And then I'll put this one here. This is 2 inches by 4 1/4 inches. And I'll tie a closure in there somehow. So I need some hinges here. So let me bring my scoreboard back in, or it's not my scoreboard, my paper trimmer, and trim some. I found a bunch of digitals that have breast cancer awareness, and sadly this horrible disease has touched my mother this year, so she's just starting her battle. So this is going to be a journal for her, and she loves blue. So I thought this was really pretty because it has blue and it also has the pinks. So really pretty papers. But for my hinges, I think I'm going to use this black. I'm going to cut off the edges here. So let's see, our tags are how long? 6 1/4 inch, so I just need a hinge. Where'd my ruler go? I need a couple hinges, about 5 1/2 inches long, one by 5 1/2. So I'm gonna do my hinges at. My sample one, I used some of the leftover scraps from the file folder, but I don't know, the material, you know, you think it's more sturdy, but it's really not. I think it cracks more. I mean, I could use, this is 110-pound cardstock. Maybe I'll try, maybe I'll use this 110-pound cardstock instead. So what did I say, 1 inch by about 5 1/2. It's not straight on that end. 5 1/2. I need 2 of those. And let me cut another one because let's see, I need, this is about 2 inches. Let's see. Yeah, I'm gonna do it on the side. So 1 inch, oops, by 2 inches. And I also want, for the inside, I want to cut some flaps here. So this is 7 inches long, 7 by 4 3/8. Let's see, is this enough? 7 inches. Let's see how enough of this paper. Yeah, I think I do. 7 by 4 3/8. Let's see. Oh, I need it longer because I need to, because I'm going to score it 1/2 inch. So 7 1/2, 8, I need an 8 inch. Let's see. Let's bring in our other. piece that we cut off in the bottom of the file folder. So I said 8-inch. Actually, I'm gonna cut right at that line. And then I'm gonna straighten this up down here so I don't have that little, I sort of straightened it up. And how wide did I say? I just wanted a little inside my score line so I don't conflict with the score line there. So that's already folded there. Bit long. So this one's gonna probably be here. Let's cut a little bit of that off. I said it's 7 inches long. So if this is folded down, it's 7 inches. Put that there, put it aside. And then this other one, there's a little scrap left over. I might want it a little bit, let's see, I said 8 inches. Let me cut it, I'm just curious, let me cut it about at 8.5 inches. And so then, if this is folded, I want 2 flaps that cross over. So if I cut that at 4 inches for the top and the bottom. Okay. How wide did I make this one? It's 4 1/4 inch. 4 1/4. This one's 4 1/4. I might end up putting a side pocket in. So, how wide is this? Let's cut that down a little bit. 2.5 inches by 7 inches. Maybe a side pocket. Okay, let me bring my scoreboard back in. Already lost the base of my journal. I mean, how? Why? Where is it? I don't know. Here's my prototype. It's under my papers, probably. Ah, boy. It's right here. Right here, in front of me. Okay. So, that's going to be on the top. That's going to be on the bottom. So let's score that at 1/2 inch. Oops. There's those. Our other pocket. There's our side pocket. And then these little hinges, I'm going to just score at 1/2 inch. So how's everybody doing this fine day? I've got like so many projects I want to do. I end up overwhelming myself because my brain is like, I want to do all of them right now. Which obviously I can't do. So there's our little hinges. So let's put this back over here. And hinge, 3 hinges. This is scrap paper. Okay, let me bring my base back in. So I need a hinge for this side. I've got glitter. I was playing with glitter last night. It's like everywhere. These tags have like a sticky part to them, I think. Yeah, right there. Okay. So let's put this hinge. Let's see if this is going to go here. I'm going to have the fold facing towards the outside. Oops. Just going to line it up along the edge there. Now I could put the paper on and then put the hinges on top. But I'm going to do it this way. And I'm going to kind of center this. Actually, let me let this dry for a minute while I do the other hinge. So this one's going to go on this side. And we need the other piece right here on the outside. Make sure I'm in frame here. I have tape just outside of the view of the camera to try to keep me centered, but that doesn't always work. Okay, oops, glue. Line that up along the edge there. I'll furnish that down. See if I get it all the way around the bottom. It's okay. It'll work. This one's gonna go over here. Let's put our hinge on this one. Glue on here. I just filled this bottle so it's like overflowing here with glue. So I don't really need to put it upside down right now. Okay. So let's put this hinge on here. These are like really thick tags, but I have some Tim Holtz fabric. I kind of wanted to use my fabric, some of his pink palette fabric. I just wanted to combine with the paper. Right there. Hold that for a second. That edge. Yes, you have it along the edge. Quit moving it. Let it dry. So do you guys make any crafts for Breast Cancer Awareness Month? I made a whole thing last year and gave it away to a lady who had a sister-in-law that was battling cancer. So it's not perfectly centered on here. Not sure if I'm gonna be happy with that. It's not more centered. Oh, maybe I could just I think I want it centered. I'm just sort of stuck on doing these little journals and folios with them. That looks centered. With these file folders, just like file folders and the tags. I could just add something a little different. Okay, now let's do the other side. It's still not really centered. I'm like, what is going on here? I'm looking here and here, maybe it is. Maybe it's just because it's a tag shape, maybe that's throwing me. Make sure these are kind of even. Still doesn't look. Trying to line it up. The tags are so thick. My little practice sheet I just cut out a tag shape using file folders. It's not quite along the edge there. You know, it's all going to be covered with paper, so it's fine. Okay. Oh, those are going to be kind of heavy, huh? You can see there's a little bit of a spine there. Okay, and then this one, I'm just going to put right in the center, just because I could put a little closure right there to hold it closed. So let's glue this down. Ah, I need to take this paper off first. Need to take that paper off first. Let me figure out what I want to put on top of there. I've got some of these Tim Holtz fabric scraps in here in the pink palette. Of course, I used the flower one already because, you know, it's my favorite. That's all I have left of this. That's not going to be big enough. Put two. Put this fabric in my stash, the pink. I don't know, folks. Do I want one big piece or do the tickets and the got the map. A little pink in the map. Of course, we could just skip the fabric and use our paper. Yeah, maybe I'll put fabric on the inside somewhere. All right, let's put maybe this page. I'm not going to get the whole ribbon in there, so let's see the other pages. There's, look at the pumpkins and sunflowers. Isn't that pretty? That'd be pretty. Let's do that one. I'm going to take another one of these tags. I am just going to trace this. The hole is. I can't remember. It was on Etsy. I'm not sure. I'll have to look and list in the description box who the designer was for this paper. It's really pretty though. I'm just gonna take a little bit of the sponge sugar. Just put along the edges. Pretty. Okay, so I'm going to take this little adhesive thing off if I can. There we go. Let me glue this one down since I pulled up some of the cardboard there. So I'm going to stick this down first. Going to put it all the way down though because it's sticky. Okay, and then let me put, I'm trying to think, do I want to put, oops, get my crocodile. Those are eyelets. Crocodile. There it is. Bailey, no. Sorry, my bunny. I usually put her back in her little exercise pen after dinner because she's so naughty. She wants to get into all the craft supplies that are sitting on the sofa because my upper back starts to really bother me after a while for some reason. I mean, it's probably arthritis, but sitting in this chair, I don't know, something about sitting in this chair just bothers my back, and so I'm not ready to stop crafting. So I just sit on the sofa with a little basket of stuff that I can. This paper is so pretty. I'll come back and put an eyelet in this later. Isn't that beautiful? I just think that paper's so pretty. Okay. Since I have this out, let's go ahead and do the other side. Got this one with the pumpkin on it. That has a pumpkin. I think this one, because it's in the corner. It's in that left or the right corner. Oh, here's two. There's two pumpkins. Let's do this one. Bring my tag back in. I'm going to trace this again. Actually, I need for the back too. All right, so this is going to go along here. This edge. Really fancy, huh? I mean, why measure it and try to get it straight when I can just trace it and hope for the best? You know, cutting a straight line is a skill set and a talent I don't think I inherited. So I didn't get my line very traced out very well there. I wanted to sew a little bit around the edges of some of the papers. Maybe I'll do that on the inside. I mean, speaking of things that are straight, I mean, yeah, when I sew, it's not exactly straight, but you know what? I guess the only way you get better is just practice. And I do like that stitch look, how it looks when people sew around their journals. Okay. I'm gonna put this here. Let me take that little adhesive, there it is. Adhesive panel off. And some glue, just so it a little wiggle room. That pretty? Let's do some white along here, but I might have to add some lace or fabric or something there. This, let's see about our other pieces that are going to put along the inside. So I was going to put one here. One here. I think I'm going to round the corners, just like how that looks. I am going to cover all this with paper. It's kind of like a little bulky. Like, what is underneath my folio? It's the that tag. I thought about doing a, you know, just cutting out a tag with the file folder, but I thought, no, I'm gonna put fabric on there. Maybe I'll put fabric on the back. Okay, there's that side. Top and the bottom. Glue the bottom one on. So I think I'm gonna do this video in different parts so that I can make it shorter, not so long. Yeah, I mean, really building the base to a folio, it just really doesn't take that long, and you can play around with it and do it, you know, any way you want to do it. I try to do it different than what I've done before. Just, I guess I get bored with the same thing. And okay, let's let that dry for a minute. I'm going to end up putting a magnet to hold that down. And then on this side, I'm going to put this little flip here. Let's see, did I get that too wide? Let's see, oh no, let's see. So I've got that false score line. Bailey, don't be naughty. I always tell her no bunny crafting. Okay. Likes to chew on the paper. Okay. On the corners, that's centered. Let's glue that down. See all this glitter everywhere. Glitter just gets everywhere. I made this 3D like Advent project yesterday that I posted, or last night, and I used some mica flakes and glitter. Bring in my magnets to maybe here, this will here, just to help hold it down. These are just some magnets I got off Amazon that are like really thin, and they have that little sticky adhesive. One here, oops, make sure that's lined up, one there, and I'll probably put a pocket here and a pocket here. Let's see, do I have any scraps left over? I'm just gonna do a side pocket there, I'm not sure. Okay, let me put a magnet on this one too, just to keep it down. Oops. These are strong little magnets, boy. But I like them because they're, you know, they're thin. They're not real bulky, and because they've got this adhesive on them. Now I do have some that don't have the adhesive, and I just use double-sided tape to keep them stuck down. There. So I was thinking, this is kind of an odd little space right here. But you know what? It's different. So, and then here, if I put a side pocket, I guess I could still put a side pocket because we've got our label, our file tab there. Bring in my hole punch, or not my hole punch, my circle punch. I should have waited till I did my paper because I tend to not get them straight. So I don't think I'm going to glue that down yet because I want to pick out my papers. I want to cover this bottom. I want to cover this. I'm just going to leave that there. So that is our little folio base. So it opens like this. I'll end up putting a ribbon, an eyelet here, and a ribbon. And this opens like this. This opens like this. Here, here, here. We'll put a side pocket here. Or we could put a side pocket this way. That probably makes more sense, pulling things out. And then we got a flippity piece here and a flippity piece here. I'll put a pocket here and probably here. And then we've got this little flap. Open that up. Maybe put another pocket here. I could put, I don't know if we want a side pocket there. I'm not sure. Not sure. But I think that's a pretty good base. Let's see. Yeah, this. So there is the base to our little breast cancer awareness journal. I will come back and we'll cover all of our papers and then start decorating. So thank you for joining me. If you've made it this far, I'll try to put all the measurements in the description box. And yeah, I hope you follow me along as we make this journal. Thanks everybody, have a good day, bye.